Alright, well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is weird creating a video knowing that I won't show it to you for a couple months. It has finally arrived. That's right, I'm getting into FPV drones. So today is going to be an interesting day. It has been almost a week since I got my controller. I have been practicing flight simulations for the past week and it's gone decently well. So my buddy Ryan Bell is an FPV drone pilot. He's been doing it for a couple years now. So he's gonna show me the ropes and let me fly, I think it's called a tiny whoop. It's just a small drone, a little inside drone. He's gonna let me fly it inside his house. This will be my first time flying an actual drone inside goggles versus just a simulator on a screen. Let's head over to Ryan Bell's place for my first flight.
Oh, this one might be charged, it says.
It's beautiful.
Sort of beautiful. Black?
Black.
Jiggle
darkness.
Oh, plug in the cord.
Oh.
Low battery.
Woo, that was a crazy run.
Oh my gosh. You know what it felt like? Rhino beetle or whatever from Bug's Life.
Like, oh yeah.
He's trying to pick up the...
I know.
When you're ready, do you want me to film?
Dude, yeah, man.
For first flights?
My first flight. I'm so excited.
And just off you go. Nice job. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I see.
Oh yeah.
Like it loses power so fast.
Yeah.
It goes up and then when you go full throttle, it just starts falling. And
Just sags.
It's just exciting.
It's yeah. Oh man, dude, nice work. First flight on an FPV drone. Oh yeah.
Just like the simulator, but way different.
But wait, dude, my first flight. Okay, I'm not going to show you my first flight with the big drone, but I'll show it to you in like example form. I can almost see my props. It's so wide.
Yeah.
But what I didn't think about was I couldn't see the ground. I'm killing it. I'm just on top of the world. I'm not doing any weird acro things. I'm in full acro mode, and I'm like, okay, I am the freaking boss. So I go, what? Whoa, this huge power loop. I'm like 200 feet up in the air or something. I don't even know. And I come down and I'm like, oh dear Lord, that's the ground, full throttle. And I'm just like trying to pull up. Wham! No, no pull up.
Woo! Oh.
Where'd it go?
Over there on the edge.
It's smoking. It flips over. The whole thing catches on fire. I lose an entire flight board from the experience. It was brutal. That was my first flight.
And that was my first flight. It went well. It handled a little bit differently than I anticipated, but now I have an understanding of real life versus my simulator and what I could do in the simulator to help my real life. Now I'm gonna practice my simulator probably for another week as I wait for my drone to arrive. And the goggles and the batteries for the drone. I'm probably gonna need some antennas. This hobby's getting a little more expensive than I realized. So I will film again in a couple days. Well, look what showed up today. I have been working on this for the past 2 hours. The connector cord jammed itself in here. I only plugged it in one time for the beta flight, and now I can't get it back out. And for 2 hours, I've been trying whatever I can do to get it out of here. I tried my fingers, my prop removal tool, a screwdriver, a fork, and yeah, I'm afraid of pulling the connector piece out of the circuit board or breaking it, but I am gonna have to do something to get it out of here, so I'm gonna continue trying, and most likely if it breaks, I'm gonna have to send it back and wait for another drone. That's all I needed, was for me to film myself doing it, and apparently that gave me the courage to yank it out. I don't think it's broken, not that I can tell anyway, so I don't have to send it back. Now I can do the cool video that I wanted to do for the drone and the goggles. So here we go. All right, I'm excited because I'm finally gonna do my first flight today. It took me about 10 hours to bind my controller to my quad, so that was really annoying, but I finally figured it out with a lot of help from Ryan Bell and other people in YouTube videos and stuff, so here we go. And that is my first week of flying. This thing is a lot of fun, but it's also been pretty tiring, frustrating, lots of troubleshooting, 10% of flying, but it's been so worth it. And this little guy, the Mobula 6 HD, is actually pretty strong for its size. And by strong, I mean durable. And by durable, I mean it can take a lot. So now is the time in the video where I show you something that I wouldn't usually show anybody. Yep. And those were only about a fourth of the crashes that actually happened, because typically when I crash my drone, the micro SD card that I put inside would pop out, which results in losing the footage that I was recording. Those are only the crashes where the SD card stayed in. So overall, it's a bit damaged. The frame is broken in a few spots. I replaced 2 props. The camera cover, as you can see, took quite a beating, but the camera isn't cracked at all. Now, I'm not sure if this little guy was the best drone to start out with FPV, but I really wanted to know, do I really want to stick with it, or is this just going to be a fun little hobby? And honestly, I want to stick with it. And as much fun as it is doing the flips, the rotation tricks, that's not why I'm getting into FPV. I'm getting into FPV to increase the way that I get cinematic shots. Now, are the tricks a blast? Yes. Will some of them come in handy to get cinematic shots? Yes. But I'm not looking to race these things. Now, this is actually my second time recording this a couple days later because I edited in the video already, but then today I just kind of realized I'm missing something. I'm missing you guys. I'm missing the journey that you get to go with me as I walk through this. Now, I was gonna do it where a couple weeks later, I'm flying my big drone that I just bought and getting cinematic shots and being like, oh, this is what it turned into. And where that's a cool idea, I'm like, man, but then no one gets to see me trying to bind the new drone, do everything else with the new drone, all the tests, all the fails. Like, I want to post on Facebook and Instagram and bring you guys along in the journey, and I can't do that if I wait months and months until I get good enough to get cinematic shots. So that is why I decided to cut this video short. Okay, it's actually probably about the same length that it was gonna be, but I'm not gonna wait weeks and weeks to show you the whole video. I wanna show you now so you can jump aboard and come with me on the journey. So speaking of which, when I recorded this earlier, I didn't have my new drone, but now, check this thing out. This is a Diatone Taycan 6S. This is a 65mm quad. This is a 3-inch quad. Now, they go up for the racing drones to 5-inch, and I thought this was actually gonna be smaller when I got it. But man, I am excited. So like my other one, it has a camera here, but it does not record HD footage, which is why I am using this camera. So a lot of people use GoPros. This is my DJI Osmo Action camera. I've had it for a couple years and it's taken quite a beating over the years. So I might as well play around with this one and then decide if I want to go into a different camera. This camera will end up fitting right here. thought it was gonna fall off. That was probably not the best idea to do that. Right here, and then I will place a battery here. I'm gonna have to take off this plate and do some adjusting inside the drone itself, but I want you guys to be part of the process. I don't want to do it alone anymore. I don't know why I thought it would be fun to just kind of do it by myself, but like, surprise, this is all the cool stuff I can do now months later, where I'm like, what's the fun in that? Like, I'm learning this thing. It's tough, it's tiring, it's very frustrating. So why not bring you guys into my frustrating world? It's a long video. Hey, if you stuck with it, thank you. Thanks for watching my failures and my fun that I've been having. And I hope you check out my Facebook and Instagram even more as I begin to fly this thing. Yet I still have to wait for the batteries to arrive, so I can't do anything with it yet. But until then, signing off for now, I'm Riff VP. Thank you for watching.